Hey, Colorado Springs. Welcome to What's Good in Your Neighborhood. I'm Lauren Nicole, and I have got a really fun business to feature today that, of course, you're not going to want to miss out on. I'm here with Jake Wayne of 1350 Distilling. Thanks for coming in and chatting.
Thank you for having me.
A lot of people know about 1350 because I know about 1350, so that must say that, like, community awareness must be strong, right?
That's right, yeah.
But for those of our viewers, listeners that don't know about 1350, can you give us a little background?
Absolutely. Well, we're just about up to 5 years here. In November, it'll be 5 years for us.
Congrats.
Thank
Happy
you.
anniversary, I guess.
Yeah, it was kind of hard to picture.
What is time?
What is time? Especially
So you started in 2019?
November of 2019.
Oh, it's a great time to
So
start.
then we closed our doors in March of 2020.
Fabulous.
Right? Well, we went into the pandemic, the COVID, with 3 products. And originally we thought we'd just have a cool little taste room and kind of slowly build up. Obviously that changed things a bit. So luckily for local liquor stores, we were able to start selling our product to little mom and pop shops, and we expanded our product line to the 9 different bottles that we offer now.
That's super cool.
Yeah, so
How does one survive a pandemic when you're like brand new to business? You're trying to get out there and hustle. I mean, we do have cool local liquor stores, so that's nice.
Yeah.
But like, I can't even imagine.
it was, we learned to pivot. And, you know, luckily for us, people didn't stop drinking during that time.
Hey,
So if we had other products that
Okay,
maybe not would have worked so much. But really, the idea of having a location and people coming to that and that being gone, we did just start looking at self-distribution and getting out to as many bars, restaurants, and liquor stores as possible. And luckily, our community helped us to survive and persevere through that. And it's just been a continuation. We knew from the beginning that we wanted to do a lot of community outreach, and whether that's business to business or nonprofits, really that attitude going in and just meeting with people helped us to expand and survive it.
Well, what were you doing before this? I mean, are you guys have a background in this kind of industry?
So we all
Where'd
have a
come
very
from?
different background. So my wife and I moved here in 2006. My background is graphic design. Had my own freelance design.
Beautifully segues right into
That's
this
right.
industry.
Yeah. So right, all of our designs and this too.
It's true.
My wife is a teacher at
Okay.
Douglas Valley Elementary School, and she was about 10 years ago working with Candace Bragg, who her husband Phil was getting ready to retire from the Marines. Candace works with special needs kids, and Phil approached me. We became friends. We had daughters about the same age. We were hanging out a bit, and he says, you know, I'm getting ready to retire, and I have this crazy idea for this distillery. I need someone to design it for me.
Nice.
My background, besides design, I used to brew beer, used to work at a brewery. I don't know much about
He's
this.
got a good hobby
Yeah,
then.
let me see. let me learn more about this. And he basically hooked us in. We did our due diligence. We went all around Colorado and visited other distilleries and see
As
what
one
they're
does.
doing.
You
As
have
one
to
does, right?
try the things.
It's research,
you know?
right?
Research,
Definitely.
right.
And I really felt connected to his idea of having a different product that represents a different branch of military. And my dad was in the Air Force 25 years. My brother was in the Army. My wife's whole family is Navy. So we really had that connection. And Phil's our only veteran of the group. We are veteran-owned, teacher-owned, and woman-owned. I'm none of those. I'm the other guy, right?
You're the
I design the
chosen guy.
labels, right?
Okay.
But we wanted a community that included both people who have served, but also the people that love them and support them.
Yeah.
And so the one thing we had all in common that we all could relate to was the American flag. And so that's where our name comes from, 13 stripes, 50 stars of the American flag. We celebrate the American spirit of our military and their loved ones, one drink at a time.
I love that. I love that you guys have such a diverse perspective that you bring to the table, and you really connect so well with the community. I think because of it, because everybody, I mean, it's Colorado Springs. We all
Absolutely.
know or love or support someone that's affiliated with military service, and we know patriotism can look a lot of different ways, but if we can
Absolutely.
all gather around together,
And
what
you
better
know-
way to celebrate?
And our whole idea with our taste room too is like having a living room.
Yeah.
Where people can come in, have a drink. I remember when my brother came home from the Army, sitting around the dining room table, having some drinks, catching up on stories and that. And really our whole atmosphere of our taste room is to provide that space, whether you've served or not, and just have an appreciation. Most everyone has some relation to someone that's served.
Of course.
And of course, quickly expanded to first responders and law enforcement as well too. And we have a couple products.
I mean, they're
directly
finding already, I guess.
yeah. But lots of
Well,
friends and family, and so it's
Yeah.
like we appreciate the things that they do for us.
Since we're talking about the tasting room,
Yeah.
let's talk about where it's at so people know where to find you. And then can we talk a little bit more about the products that we're going to find there?
Absolutely,
That
yeah.
would be great.
So we're on the east side of downtown. We like to call it Edo.
Okay.
We're at 520 East Pikes Peak Avenue, so
Okay.
right on the edge where lots of things are starting to build up now. And at our taste room, we make really great tasting cocktails that, if you like, we'll give you the recipe. You can get all the ingredients that you need out of our place. But we sell vodka, gin, rum, and whiskeys. We have 3 different types of bourbon, including a cinnamon bourbon and a rye whiskey. We have a strawberry vodka. All of our vodkas and gins are made from Colorado sugar beets.
Okay.
So we go right up the hill to Fort Morgan.
Oh my gosh,
Get our-
how did you even know how to go find those things? I feel like that's...
Lots of
Where do you even
planning
start?
and research, yeah. Well, and we knew we wanted to do rum, and rum you have to have cane sugar. So not a lot of that. So our main focus is support local, but
Yeah.
if not local, keep it American made. So we get molasses from Louisiana, bring that in order to make our rum.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How long does it take to make a bottle?
It can vary. So like our gin actually takes the most amount of
Okay.
labor. We make our vodka first with our Colorado sugar beets, so it is a Colorado Proud product. That could take for fermentation 2 to 4 weeks,
Oh, wow.
and then another week for distilling it, getting it ready, and then just a few hours to bottle it up and package it up. Where rum, on the other hand, fermentation could just take a week, and then we distill it, and then we're ready to go.
Is that all done at that same location off Pikes Peak, or do you
It
have other
is.
places?
No, it's our location. We are distributing now.
Okay, but like-
We're distributing in Colorado, Arizona, and California. We just moved
Interesting.
into.
All right.
But that's our only facility right at this time.
What do we have to do to get you guys to give some tours or lessons on these things? That's kind of
well,
cool.
that's a great question. Every Saturday, most every Saturday, we have a firefighter memorial coming up, so we
Okay.
don't have any tours then. But every Saturday, otherwise, we have a tour at 2:30 and one at 5. And it's the best way to try our spirits because you get to sample all 9 of our bottled spirits, learn about the distillation process, a lot of history. We have a jaded American history when it comes to distilled spirits and alcohol. So it's interesting how things have transpired. But you can learn, what's a gin? What
my
makes
gosh,
a rum
this
a
is so
rum?
fun.
What are all the key things needed for a bourbon? And so it's about an hour-long tour, and you get to sample everything. We usually are all good friends by the end of it.
Yeah, I bet.
It's a great time. You can go to 1350distilling.com
Okay.
and get tickets there.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So if you have, I always feel like I struggle when families coming into town or what
it's
do I
great
do
for
with
that.
them?
Yeah.
That would be so fun to bring people on. Is there
Loosen
a
them up.
limit
You're
or
not-
numbers or anything?
We usually do about 20 or so
Oh,
per tour.
I don't have that many friends,
Yeah,
Jake.
yeah.
It's fine.
If you want a private tour,
Although
too,
if
we
I
have done
said
private tours.
if I
too.
said I was taking them on a tour at 1350, I might have a lot of friends. You know?
Absolutely.
I might change things
That's-
quite a bit.
Well, maybe we can get the whole crew here.
I know, I'm like,
KKTV.
hey, team. Hey, team.
We could do a private tour.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's-
we do a
that'd
lot
be
of
so
that as well
neat.
too. We also have a cool space, a private room.
Okay.
That we finish our tour in, and we rent that out to
Like
different
events and
groups.
things?
Yeah, and if you are in the military, you need a place for promotion or retirement. We've also had baby showers, wedding
Oh my gosh.
showers.
I don't
different
know. I've
things.
been in, and it's a little bit of a dude vibe. I'm not gonna lie. So I don't know if I would want a baby shower.
You'd be
but
surprised.
hey,
You'd be
to each
surprised.
their own. I might have a little different vibe. I might have a different vibe.
Lots of parties, birthday parties, anniversaries,
fun.
things like that. So we also do rentals for that space as well too.
Okay, so if let's say we're gonna come on a tour, right?
Yeah.
We'll just plan for it now.
Yeah.
Me and the crew, we're all coming on a tour. We want
Yeah.
to see the things, but we can also, even if we're not extroverts like this one and don't want to maybe hit the town, we can find the product in the local shops, right? Where can we
Absolutely.
find?
We can always buy a bottle at
Okay.
our place. That's always great too. But a majority of the liquor stores in the area, you can purchase at. We do have a page on our website that lists all of the different locations
nice.
that you can find us.
Okay.
Of course, we have some great bars and restaurants that carry our stuff. Some good friends up the hill in Cascade at Wines of Colorado.
Oh,
We do in our taste room an old-fashioned flight. So it's 3 different mini old fashions using different types of whiskey. together. It's like one big old fashioned.
All right.
But we shared our recipes with them up there, and they've been a great location to have excellent food, and but also try some of our spirits. You can buy bottles up there
Okay.
as well too. So,
That's, I mean, it's accessible, right? We're just making sure everybody knows.
absolutely, all around, all around. Yeah.
Plus, you guys are so involved in the community. This is the thing. It's only been 5 years coming up, but I see you everywhere,
We try
or
to.
your partners everywhere, because you guys are so involved. You sponsored events that I've been a part of, and you give back to in ways like in the community that I think just are really unique and special. And we're glad to have your support here. So, will you share with us a little bit about what gets you excited? What are the causes that you're passionate about?
Yeah.
And what this means to you to be able to give back in that way.
So here we are, middle-aged people starting a whole new business.
Listen,
right?
Jake, speak for yourself.
I know I hide it by shaving all the time, but one of the key things we wanted, besides sourcing local, American-made, is giving back to our community. And we pledge on every single one of our bottles 10% of our profits to charities. And we tend to focus on military, veterans, and family organizations. Some of the big ones for us, which you've seen us at Tessa. We just did the Tessa event. Candace is very involved with that organization. We've been at Tessa Pasta in the Park a few years now. My wife is on the board for the Pikes Peak Suicide Prevention, which is great for our community, giving free consultation and help. But it's a big part for our military environment, our community as well too. They have a race coming up September 15th.
All right.
Race against suicide. If you are a runner, it's a 5K, definitely sign up for that. That's one way. One thing we found by supporting these nonprofits is it gives us a purpose besides just on a business level. And what we found is the community people involved in these organizations are involved in so many different ones. So we've worked with Mount Carmel, and that quickly spun off to the Honor Flight of Southern Colorado. So we've sponsored them as well too. Veterans Victory Alliance, Marine. Phil is a Marine, so of course Toys for Tots, and so we do those sorts of things as well too. So that really is a major part of what we're doing, is to make sure we're giving back to the community. And we meet amazing people. I've lived in several towns throughout my life, and Colorado Springs is the most unique for the philanthropic attitude of the community.
Well, there's
It's
certainly
amazing.
no shortage of causes here and great
Definitely.
things to support. I do feel like we attract a certain kind of person in this community that really cares about serving others and making sure that we're all taking care of each other as neighbors.
Yeah.
And I love that about this
I love
community.
it. I think it's amazing.
Yeah,
It's so-
especially with
so great.
downtown growing and booming the way it is. I'm hoping that continues to attract the people here that really are also going to come alongside and be a part of those things as well.
Absolutely, absolutely, and just it's a great spirit. We call it the 1350 spirit, right?
Yeah.
It's that willing.
Ba-dum.
Bum, right? Yeah. Let's have a drink. Let's have a good time. But hey, let's volunteer our time. Let's donate money. Let's be a part of our greater community, doing good for others.
Well, I don't know. You guys do so much. Now I'm like, wait, are you still okay? Are you taking care of your family over there, Jake? My goodness.
My kids have grown. They've left. Yeah, we're doing it. Yeah. So much of owning a business isn't just creating a product and advertising and marketing too. We find that our employees and making sure that they're taken care of, and that just the greater health of our environment, of our community is very important.
Yeah.
So we want to contribute to that.
Well, part of our good people and friends that we have in common brought us together today.
Yes.
So I love that about this community too, is that not only are we invested in others, but it's just a great community to network in too.
Yeah. So speaking of locomotive,
Speak
right?
of the devil.
Speaking of locomotive, we've great sponsorship with Johnny over at Locomotive Party Bus. We are one of the stops on some of his different tours, and he's just started up here, and it's been great. We hung out with him. We were part of with him over at the Pikes Peak Rodeo or Bust.
Oh, yeah.
And so we've done a few different things. Just good people, great owners at different businesses. We love to collaborate as well too. So,
Yeah.
for instance, like Mash Mechanics Brewery, right, just a few doors down from us too. In November, we're going to have our third annual Chris Kindle Market, where we have vendors at our place. They have vendors at their place. We have different
so
food
people
trucks,
can, like,
and we have
meander down the street.
commemorative Chris Kindle glasses. You can get an old fashioned at our place, and then go down and have a beer or two over at Mash Mechanics. And so just building that vibe, and also supporting the local artists and vendors. And
Yeah,
giving
so-
them an opportunity.
And I was downtown earlier today. We were doing like a special in Adam and Alley.
Oh, yeah.
And so getting
Love
to
it.
like be a part of the community that really like tries to bring people together and make a space.
Yeah.
I would say we tend to like run in all similar circles. And if you aren't connected in these circles, you're starting to see and hear people to go reach out and like have a beverage with and get involved, because
Absolutely.
I think that's part of like when people feel disconnected in our town. It's like, no, we're here. Like, come join us in what we're trying to accomplish. That would be awesome. We're always looking for more people.
Especially downtown partnership and the Adam and Alley. Then now they have the trolley bus and
Right?
different things going on there. Visit Colorado Springs, great supporters of bringing tourists in. I'd say most every weekend, half the people coming in are just visiting. So they
That's
like to have
super
a
great that they're finding you so
experience.
easily.
Yeah.
Or
So
what's happening? Is social media happening for you? What's happening?
social
over
media is the primary.
there? Are you on
Yeah.
the TikTok, Jake?
I am on the
Jake, what are you doing on the TikTok?
I'm trying. I'm not so good. But
Can't whisper, they won't hear us.
I make recordings and then I post them to TikTok.
For real?
A lot of, mostly like, how to make
Are there
our
any
drinks.
trends? Oh no, it's all drink related.
So
Okay,
mostly
that's
drink
nice.
related,
That's nice.
Or some of the cool things we're doing. There will
Okay.
be some tomorrow,
Okay.
which I don't know when this comes out, but
Past tomorrow,
we're
but-
working with the Colorado Springs Fire Department.
Okay.
And I have a bunch of firemen that are coming in, and we're doing a special limited edition whiskey for the Fallen Firefighter Memorial.
Nice.
And they're coming in and helping us bottle up all
So-
those bottles. So I'll have some.
We'll definitely
some
put the
videos of that.
firefighters on the TikTok.
They'll be
It's
on the
not a
TikTok.
bad plan, actually.
You
Not a
know,
bad plan, you know.
Yeah.
Be like, there's Mr. January. All of a sudden,
is our
where you
second year
used to
doing it.
have all the
They're
military guys coming in, now all of a sudden it's flood of ladies, and they're like, where
That's
did
right.
they come from? I don't know how they found us. It's on the TikTok, Jake. It's on the TikTok.
Hey, guerrilla marketing. At its finest.
Oh my gosh, that's so fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we wrap up today, I want to make sure that like you tell our viewers where to find you. Make sure they know all the details that you want them to have. Anything
Absolutely.
else? Yeah.
So 520 East Pikes Peak Avenue in Edo, Colorado Springs.
I'm
You
using
can
that.
find out everything about all of our different spirits, special releases and things on all of the social medias at 1350 Distilling with an ING. So that's Facebook, Twitter, X,
Yeah.
Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok.
The TikTok. I'll be right over.
But check us out on our website. You can also find out where we're located. You can put in a request for a rental. What other things? Occasionally we'll put up our recipes and different how-tos so you can
We can
sparkle at
try.
your next party.
I've tried. I've done like a cocktail making class before. I hosted one, and then I tried, and I was like, it's just not the same.
Not the same. It's
Just,
nice.
uh-huh.
I love it when someone makes me a sandwich.
Yeah.
Right? I love it when someone makes me a cocktail.
You're
Yeah.
so right.
Yeah.
You're so right. I'll be coming in for that flight. Don't worry.
That
Me
sounds
and the
excellent.
team will do the tour.
We
I'll
also
stay
have
for
a
the
martini
flight.
flight too, if that's more your speed
Okay.
too. So 3 different
A
martinis.
flight for everyone.
A flight for everyone.
Perfect.
Even mocktails.
Okay, that really is for everyone.
That is for everyone.
That's so nice of
Absolutely.
you. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for chatting with me
Thank you
today,
so
Jake.
much.
I
I
really
appreciate
appreciate it and like love learning more about who's invested here and what we're doing. And that's all we have for today, but we'll see you next time on What's Good in Your Neighborhood.